going on, guys? Stefan, S&E's Garage. Today we're here with the Mrs. 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We love this thing, by the way. But it's in today for an oil change. It's got around 5,500 miles on the oil. If we pull the dipstick, I'm going to show you. The oil is still clean, but it's getting a little dark. And the oil life is right around 43%. Rule of thumb, I like to change my oil between 5,000 and 7,500 miles. You'll see that in some of my other videos. So we're going to go ahead and start draining the oil. What we have here is 6 quarts of Valvoline 5W20 full synthetic and a Wix WL110. Now this is a cartridge filter, and that is the first step in an oil change on this vehicle. If you look inside of this cartridge filter here, there's a little nipple on the bottom right here. And that nipple keeps this cartridge housing from draining back into the oil pan. So if you drain your oil first and then change the filter, all of the dirty oil from the filter housing is going to drain back into the engine, and it's basically going to be putting dirty oil back into the engine. So when you have a cartridge filter that's up top like this, that's always your first step. So we're going to go ahead and change that cartridge filter. Alright guys, so to change this cartridge filter, you're going to need a 1/2-inch ratchet, an extension, and a 24mm socket. Now keep in mind, this is a plastic cartridge. You're not going to want to kill this when you put it back on. Just snug it. So the first thing we're going to do is take it off. You'll see how nice and easy that came loose, because the last time I changed the oil, I did not kill it. We actually drove this thing to Florida with this oil, so I have a feeling that's kind of why it's in such good shape, because that was sustained driving at highway speeds for 3,000 miles. So 3,000 of the 5,500 miles in this oil were highway driving, for what it's worth. Let me go grab a little plastic catch can, be right back. Alright, so we got that cartridge loose. I just didn't want to spill oil all over the engine, because this thing is filled with oil. So you're just going to kind of want to drop it in here like this. You're going to want to inspect your filter. This one is in good shape. You can see the cleats are sucked in just a little bit, but not a whole lot, so that's good. So now to change this filter, you're just going to kind of grab it and twist and pull at the same time, and it'll come off. And there's a little O-ring here on this filter housing that we need to change. The new filter is going to come with that, so we're going to go ahead and get our screwdriver and change that. So if you saw the oil change video on my Camry, this is going to be very similar. You're going to take your O-ring here, you're going to take a flathead and just kind of work it off like so. Okay, so now we have that off. I'm going to put that O-ring in here with this filter, and we're going to get our new O-ring. Right here. Let me open this up, put it on. Okay, we're going to slide our new ring on, being sure to put it in the correct location, which is going to be the very bottom channel. You're just going to kind of walk it on like that. Take some oil from the threads, rub it on here. We're going to take our brand new filter, this side down right here. You're going to hear it click in like that. Okay, so now we just take this, put it back down into the housing, snug it up by hand, and then like I said, you're just going to spin this until it stops. You don't have to tighten it any more than that. Done. So that's changed. So the next thing we're going to do, this is something I do with every car I change the oil on, whether it's my car, customer car, whatever. I pull the dipstick up and I leave it hanging out like that. I take the oil cap, I put it on the hinge or the latch. That way I know there's no oil in this thing. So now we're basically done up top. We're just going to check over our fluids, top off the coolant, top off the washer fluid. We're going to check our air filters, make sure everything's good there. I'm going to do that off camera. You don't need to see that. We're going to get underneath it and drain the oil. Alright guys, so the oil drain plug is right here. It's a 13mm, and I've already gone ahead and cracked it loose. So we're just going to open this up. We're going to let her drain, and we're going to let her drain for a while. I like a complete drain, so and there she is. Going to let her drain until there's no more coming out. We're going to put this back in, fill her up. Alright guys, so we got the oil draining down to a drip. We're going to go ahead, put that drain plug back in, and just like everything else, you're not going to kill it. It's got a rubber gasket on it, so just snug it up. You don't need to go Hulk on it, you know what I mean? Just snug it up, be done. Then we're going to fill her up. Alright guys, we let it drain completely to a drip like you saw. We got the drain plug in, everything's good. This thing takes 5.9 quarts of 5W20. We're going to go ahead and put 6 quarts in it. That's the way I've always done it, and it's always perfect. Especially because I let it drain a little longer than most. So we're just going to go ahead and dump this stuff right in.
So we're going to do our 1 quart bottle first. We're going to switch over to the 5 quart jug. Put the whole thing in. That's weird. Whoa! Sprayed me. It sprayed me! Alright. Whoa, a little too fast. Don't go too fast, it'll overflow. You don't want that. Starting to come out of the oil fill hole. Alright. So now we are going to put the oil cap on, push our dipstick in, start it, let it run for a few seconds, fill that oil filter up and check it.
Fired it up, let it run, fill that oil filter up. We're going to check the oil. Perfect. All right. That's all she wrote. Now we're going to go ahead, reset that maintenance reminder, and we're done. Alright guys, we got the oil life reset. To do that, you're just going to turn your ignition off. You're going to turn it on, and you're going to hit the gas pedal 3 times. And that resets the maintenance indicator. So, we're done. Oil change is done. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.